What if the ocean is not just water, but a vast, carefully constructed system? Not merely a natural environment, but something closer to a program, layered, optimized, and hidden far beyond our reach. For centuries, humanity has believed that space is the final frontier. But beneath us lies another world, one darker, quieter, and far less understood. The deep ocean covers more than 70% of this planet, yet we've explored less of it than the surface of the moon. And within that darkness lives a creature so strange, so perfectly adapted, that it forces us to question whether evolution alone is the full explanation. The giant squid. For most of human history, it existed only as myth. Sailors spoke of massive tentacles dragging ships into the abyss. Scientists dismissed these stories as exaggeration, until the bodies began washing ashore, until cameras finally captured it alive, moving through the deep like something that doesn't belong to our world at all. The giant squid feels alien. Its eyes are the largest of any known animal, designed to detect the faintest traces of light in crushing darkness. Its nervous system is complex, distributed, almost decentralized. Its ability to vanish into ink and darkness feels less like camouflage and more like an intentional exit command. Disappear, reset, evade, and most unsettling of all, it lives where nothing should survive. Extreme pressure, near freezing temperatures, total darkness. Yet this creature doesn't just endure, it thrives. That raises a quiet but disturbing question. Are these traits simply the result of natural selection? Or are they too precise? In recent years, a controversial idea has gained attention in science and philosophy: the simulation hypothesis. The suggestion that reality itself may be a constructed system, governed by rules, limits, and efficiencies, much like a program. In simulated environments, complexity is often hidden where observation is least likely. Resources are allocated carefully. Systems are optimized only where needed. And nowhere on Earth is less observed than the deep ocean. The giant squid's biology reads almost like a list of optimized functions for a specific environment. Jet propulsion for rapid movement. Chromatophores for instant visual manipulation. A body structure designed for silence, stealth, and efficiency. No wasted features, no excess. It's not just adapted to the deep, it feels designed for it. Consider how rarely we encounter them. Despite their massive size, they remain elusive, almost as if avoiding detection itself is part of their function. When deep-sea technology improves, sightings increase, just briefly, before fading again into darkness, like a system responding to observation, then retreating. Other deep-sea creatures deepen the unease, animals that glow without heat, life forms that ignore pressures that would crush steel, beings that seem assembled from spare parts of evolution, yet function flawlessly. If these were glitches, they would fail. But they don't. They work perfectly. The giant squid's intelligence adds another layer. While we cannot measure it the way we measure human cognition, its hunting behavior, problem solving, and awareness suggest something far beyond instinct. Yet it remains isolated, hidden, untouched by surface ecosystems, almost as if it belongs to a different layer of the world. In computer simulations, complex agents are often placed in regions users are unlikely to reach, not because they are mistakes, but because they don't need to be rendered constantly. They exist in reserve, in the background. What if the ocean functions the same way? What if the deep sea is not just unexplored, but intentionally obscured? A low-access zone, a high-complexity environment running beneath our awareness. In that context, the giant squid stops being just an animal. It becomes a question about how much of reality we actually see, about whether intelligence must look like us to exist, about whether nature is always chaotic or sometimes calculated. This doesn't mean the ocean is a simulation, but it forces us to confront something uncomfortable. If reality were artificial, where would it hide its most complex systems? Not in the sky we constantly observe, not on land we've mapped inch by inch, but in the silent depths, where pressure erases sound, where darkness swallows light, where something ancient, intelligent, and perfectly adapted moves just beyond our reach. And if the ocean is a program, then the giant squid may not be its monster. It may be its most refined line of code. And the final question remains. If the deepest parts of our world feel simulated, what does that say about the rest of it?